So what happens when you take ancient African healing traditions and mix them with the absolute cutting edge of modern farming? Well, you might just get a blueprint for the future. Today, we're going to dive into this incredible project out of South Africa that's blending two worlds you'd think are total opposites, all to build a more sustainable and prosperous nation.
All right, so our story kicks off with a founder who has, let's be honest, a wildly impressive corporate resume. I mean, we're talking about a master black belt practitioner, a top-tier consultant for giants like Accenture and Ernst & Young. She was leading these huge, complex programs in finance, tech, you name it, a total high flyer. But then her career path takes this really fascinating, unexpected turn. She steps away from that world and spends 2 whole years training to become a traditional African healer, just diving deep into these indigenous knowledge systems that have been passed down for generations. So that leads to the big question, right? How does a top-level business consultant who is also a traditional healer bring those two completely different worlds together? And more importantly, how could that unique combination actually build a new future for South Africa? Well, that's exactly what we're about to unpack.
This brings us to the visionary at the heart of it all, Mabatho Nireti, and her really one-of-a-kind journey.
So right after her training, she starts a company called Intabane Indigenous Knowledge Systems, or NIKS for short. And her reason for doing it was pretty straightforward, as you can see here. She wanted to take that ancient wisdom she'd learned and use it to elevate traditional medicine across the entire continent. Okay, what's so wild about this is just the mix of skills we're looking at. You've got this deep corporate know-how in tech and finance, right next to a master's degree in future studies, and then boom, a trained traditional healer. This isn't just a list of qualifications. It's the recipe for a totally new way of seeing the world.
So, with that unique perspective, what was the big opportunity she spotted? Well, let's talk about Africa's untapped green gold. Get this, in South Africa alone, the traditional medicine trade is worth a massive 2.9 billion rand every single year. Just to put that into perspective for you, that's more than 5% of the entire national health budget. It's huge. And who's using it? We're talking about an estimated 27 million consumers. So let's be clear, this is not some tiny niche market. For a massive part of the population, this is their healthcare system. And it's already a major employer. This industry puts food on the table for at least 133,000 people, a lot of them being women in rural areas. It's a real grassroots economy that's already making a big difference. But, and this is a big but, there's a huge problem. Africa grows about 8% of the world's medicinal plants, but they're often just shipped out raw. All the really valuable stuff, the processing, the packaging, turning it into a final product, that'll happen somewhere else. And that means the local communities, the ones with the actual knowledge, they see almost none of the profit in the end. And this is where the genius idea comes in. The solution is to bridge these two worlds by combining that ancient tradition with a modern agricultural powerhouse, industrial hemp. And this right here perfectly shows the whole concept. You see on one side, you've got the rich, deep world of traditional African plants. And on the other, you have the incredible potential of industrial hemp. The vision is to bring them together to unlock the power of both.
From a business standpoint, this is all smartly organized under a parent company called Mompro Holdings. This setup lets the indigenous knowledge from NICS work side by side with other ventures in tech and consulting, basically bringing all of Mabatho's unique skills under one roof to push this whole thing forward. So why hemp? I mean, what is it about this one plant that makes it such a game changer? Let's take a closer look at this so-called super crop. Okay, first things first, let's get something straight. Industrial hemp and marijuana. Yeah, they're both technically cannabis plants, but they are totally different. As you can see, industrial hemp has next to zero THC. That's the stuff that gets you high. It's grown for things like clothes, food, and building materials, not for its psychoactive effects. I mean, the benefits of hemp are just staggering. It's one of the fastest growing plants in the world. It literally sucks carbon out of the air, up to 15 tons of CO2 per hectare. You can make over 50,000 different products from it. And the fabric it makes, it's hypoallergenic and you don't need a bunch of chemicals to grow it. It's amazing. And the money side of things, It's massive. The global market was already worth nearly $5.5 billion in 2023, and it's set to grow by over 17% every single year through 2030. This isn't just a plant, it's a global economic powerhouse in the making.
But look, this project is about so much more than just making money. It's about planting actual seeds of change for communities on the ground. Let's look at how.
For starters, it tackles food security head-on. By rotating crops with hemp and growing other superfoods, it actually makes the soil healthier and improves nutrition for local people. It's about creating a food system that can take care of itself.
And then, of course, there are the jobs. In South Africa, it's estimated that for every single hectare of hemp you plant, you create 3 direct jobs. I mean, think about that. That's a powerful way to bring employment right to the local level. And finally, there's education. The project doesn't just give people jobs, it gives them skills. It offers training in sustainable farming, in processing and manufacturing, basically empowering the whole community with knowledge for the long haul.
You know, when you put it all together, it points to this really powerful idea. The future is indigenous, and it's supercharged by modern technology.
And here it is. This is a little glimpse of what that future looks like. This is the plan for the NIKS Healing, Cultivation, and Manufacturing Facility. It's not just a factory, it's meant to be a hub, a place to show the whole world this incredible fusion of tradition and hemp innovation. And that really leaves us with one last big thought. We've just looked at a model that honors tradition, embraces new science, empowers local communities, and even helps heal the planet. So you have to wonder, could this blend of ancient wisdom and future-focused science be the real key to unlocking sustainable prosperity? Not just for South Africa, but maybe for all of us.